Welcome back. In this session we are going to understand the spot instance and spot split in this session, and we will also try to understand how we can configure spot instance spot split in the console. So let's start to understand what is spot instance. So spot instance let you take the advantage of unused EC2 capacity which are with the AWS cloud. So in spot instance, basically user have to bid its own price, and the price go the average to the max, then you will get your instance. So spot instance are available at up to the 90% discount comparatively with your on demand instance price. So this is the comparatively very cheap, very easy, very cost effective, where you can use for the different your use case. So how spot instance request works? So spot instance max spot price, and you will get the instance while your current price is the lower than your max price. So when you bid with the max price, you will get your instance. This is basically hourly based spot instance, vary based on the offer and the capacity. So there is a price could be the differ based on available of a capacity of different EC2 instance type. If the current spot price greater than with your max price, if someone else bid max price comparatively with your price, then you would get the options for 2 minutes for stopping and terminating your current instance. So this is the exam question where exam is giving the ask how much time you will get while someone else makes the bigger bidder with your current price. So there is another option where you can ignore this risk of termination, where spot instance type also provide the spot block, where you can block your instance specific with the time frame. There's a minimum is 1 hour to the 6 hour. So that could be the uninterruption that you can get for the 6 hour at the max. In some rare case you might be get the reclaim by the AWS, but that is the very rare case. So this graph is showing the spot instance pricing history with the different time range. Here I have taken the last 3 years, but you can take for the 1 month, 2 month, 3 months as you want. But here you can find the price. It's showing at the on demand is 0.12, and where the spot instance price you can see is the 0.04. So this is a gap over almost 90% cheaper than the on-demand instance. So this is the difference between your the on-demand instance pricing and spot instance pricing. You will get the very low with your on-demand. Here you will find sometimes you will find the different price range between the availability zone. So that's a 1A, 1B, 1C. This is the U-based one, but here it's showing the same as I have taken the 3 years range. But if you taken the more range, you could find the different range of your price. So this is a price you can use for comparatively for your bidding. You can also understand how this instance pricing get compared with the on demand. So spot instance use case, it's basically good for the batch job, big data analysis, CI/CD and testing applications, image and media rendering process, high performance computing. So this is very good for this different use case of these applications. This is not based for the critical job database. So if your job is critical, you might get the anytime instance get the terminate. So this is not for the critical job and databases. So how termination works for the spot instance, let's try to understand. You can find the same diagram, same document with the AWS document. The link is written over here. So when you process your request, so there is a two type request. There is a one time request and the persistent request. So in the one time request, it instance getting launched, and you simply launch and it's a run. There's a could be the probability of your request get fail. In case of your request is the persistence, so you have given the request for the multiple instance, one or more than one. So you let's assume you have given the request for the 6th instance. So in that persistent request, the launch instance process, and it might be some of instance get fail. So 2 instance get run and the 4 instance get fail. So the request uh, spot request having that data, which will again process and launch your remaining 4 instance. So make sure when you want to cancel your spot request, so you have to two option. One, you have to cancel first your spot request, then you have to again cancel your instance if your instance already get launched. So if you have given the persistent request, you have the option, you have to cancel your request and also you have to cancel your instance. Let's go for one more diagram over here. So while creating the request, it could be the open, active or disable or close state. Let's remove the failed, cancel and close. So you process the one time request and get closed, you process your request and get cancelled, you process as required and get the fail. But in case of your open, active and disable state in the persistent, you have to cancel your request itself. Along with you have to cancel your instance. So the next one is a spot split. So spot instance and spot split. So what's a spot split? The spot split is a collection of the instance, spot instance, and optionally the combination of the on-demand instance. How? Let's try to understand. So spot splits give the launching pool. Here you can configure your launch pool with the instance type, operating system and availability zone. You can create the multiple pools also. Spot fills will give the stopping instance when you reach your pricing threshold. So you have, while you configure your pricing threshold, the spot instance split will stop launching an instance once you reach the desired threshold. So there are three type of strategy of split. So there's a capacity optimized, diversified and lowest price. So capacity optimized pool will optimize the capacity of number of instance and it will give the base capacity which you have configured. For example, you have configured for the multiple CPUs or you have configured for the specific instance type. Diversified, that's great for the long availability and base for the long workload, log and workloads, and basically it's distributed with the across the different pools. Lowest price is cost optimization. This is based for the short load and in the pool it will choose the best which have the lowest price. So lowest price is the best and by default if you not configure it will take the lowest price. So default one is the lowest price. Let's try to understand what we have gone through the spot instance and spot splits. So basically spot instance save up to 90% cost on demand instance. This is not used for the critical job. Basically it is used for the non-critical jobs. When you can you can use spot block comes from the termination issue. So spot block will give the 1 to 6 hours. Spot split is collection of the spot instance and optionally on the on-demand instance. So this is the quick recap. In next session we will going to understand in the console side how we can configure stop instance and spot split.